What is up, everybody? It's your boy Nerdicane, and I am doing a comic review. This is Black Widow number 5, and I got the art cover. It was gorgeous. I mean, look at this cover. It's a really good-looking cover. It just jumped off the shelf at me, and I haven't read this before, and I'm jumping in kind of fresh at issue 5. And you can do that with this. It's not that complicated, and it's just, spoiler alert, it's not that good. So I want to get into something first, though. This is written by a sister, a twin. I guess they're twins. The Saska twins, the Jen and Sylvia Saska. They're taking a crack at writing a comic book. Now, they are directors. They do these really violent horror movies, and they have a really rampant, ravenous following. They're very, very popular. So, sort of taking the idea of, hey, let's go get these two directors. They're hip, they're young, they have just an absolutely rabid following, and then let's get them to write a comic book. And they went completely the wrong way with it. You don't put them on something like this. You don't put them on something. You go find like a horror book that Marvel could do, and you put them on that, and that would be right in their wheelhouse, right in their forte. Sorry, if the volume changed, I had to look away. I'm driving. But they got banned on Twitter. Apparently, they showed some stills or something from an upcoming movie that they're doing, and I was researching. I was like, okay, who are these people? I was kind of looking into them, seeing who they are, what their background is, and it turns out they're banned on Twitter. They showed something a little too spicy, some stills. Look, if you can scare somebody with still photos, then what you're doing is pretty scary, and I gotta give them credit. I'm sorry, it's really a shame that we're in an era where if you're the least bit spicy, you're gonna get banned. Somebody's gonna have a problem with it. We are in the what is they call it, cancel culture, the outrage cancel culture, and it's really a shame that they got banned from Twitter, because they have a really, like I said, a really passionate fan base, and apparently they're really good with their fan base. But I want to get into this comic. So it's of course, yes, Black Widow, the main character, the person who's on there. It shouldn't take two professional writers. It shouldn't take two professional writers to be this bland in a comic book. It's incredibly bland. It's exceedingly bland. You get the situation where it's Madripoor, and the modern editors at Marvel are they like to use Madripoor as this, like, they're almost making it a utopia. Madripoor is not that. Madripoor is like if Chicago gave 50% less of a damn. That's what Madripoor would be like. Just almost lawless, almost completely crime-ridden and crime-controlled. That's Madripoor. But I guess they're kind of like softening the image of Madripoor. And this guy, it starts out, this guy named the Prince of Madripoor, he's been killed in a bomb. And it's kind of like, it was a cool bit, but they stepped on it, and they misused it, and they made it too soft. There's this villain, I don't even remember what his name was. He is sort of a YouTube, not really YouTube, but he's an arsonist, or he causes explosions or fires, and there are viewers who pay him through the internet to do these things. So he's kind of an entertainer on the internet, doing this in the dark web, the scary dark web, and that's what he does. And this could be a really cool villain if you had stretched it out and you made him, if you take him somewhere else in a different setting and make him sort of a serial arsonist, and maybe put him in Jersey City and make Miss Marvel have to track him down. Now that would be really cool. Like somebody. And even this whole thing of being, the Avenger, the Justice Avenger, that really doesn't fit the Black Widow who she is. But this falls into a lot of tropes of of current 2019 SJW comics is the villain is very very nerfed. He's not scary at all. The hero overcomes it. Now, I mean, basically, she goes to a boat. She knows who does it. She figures it out like super quickly. She goes and finds his boat super quick, which you once again, you gave up a very cool bit where you could have done the espionage of tracking down the boat, or even the cool thing of, you know, the James Bond gadget thing of her sneaking out to the boat, because the boat is out in the ocean and there's nothing around it. So it's sort of like a fortress on water that you could have done a cool bit where she has to figure out a way to get onto the boat without being seen. But really she didn't have to, because once you get to the boat, you find out that this dude has count them, two security guards, and they're standing, as you see in this still, they're standing right next to each other. So the obstacle that was supposed to be in her way to getting to this bad guy turns out to be really nothing, in standing in the most convenient place that they could be for her to defeat them. And then you get kind of a weird scene at the end where I couldn't really follow what was going on. Did he shoot her? Did she shoot him? I don't know what's going on. And honestly, in the sum total of reading this comic book, it was a cool bit. It was a cool idea, but it was just done in such a bland way that I really didn't care about it at all. But I mean, that's kind of like 2019 Marvel. They're taking cool bits, and you know, they're even pulling these cool things from the past, and they just can't make, they can't make a cake. You could give them all the ingredients to make chocolate cake, and they would make like liverwurst. It just wouldn't work. That's 2019 Marvel. But yeah, this is bland. Don't buy it. It's boring. Maybe I'll check back in on the Saska twins later on, see how they're doing with this book, if it's gotten any better. But at issue 5, it's pretty bad, and I don't know what the numbers are on this. Go check Comicron for the numbers. It's probably not very good at all. But yeah, that's all I got for this one. And it's really a shame that they've been banned on Twitter, because apparently they have a very ravenous following, and Marvel could have translated this into something really cool, kind of dragging that fan base along with them, but they put her on the wrong book, But yeah, that's all I got for this one. Tell me what you think. Tell me what book they should be on, since they're very good at writing this like violent horror stuff. Tell me in the comments what book you think they should be on, because I'm blanking on it. I think they would be better at DC writing a Swamp Thing book. But thanks for watching. Thanks. Hit a like, hit a subscribe, and you guys go have a good